Hello again, everyone. This is George Packard with Ron Matt Miller for another exciting edition of Yard Talk.
Hi, everybody.
Today we're going to talk real quick about the walk behind versus the stand on. And I know we've talked about this before, but I've heard this 500 times. It keeps coming up and keeps coming up, and I'm going to put this to bed once and for all. This is going to be our talk on this thing. In my mind, there's absolutely no comparison between a stand-on mower and a walk-behind mower.
The walk-behinds, they are quite a bit more expensive. And
You mean the stand-on?
I'm sorry. Oh, let's start over.
No, just keep going.
All right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, the walk-behinds, they are a lot cheaper, and they are better on the slopes, but I'm telling you what, it's not worth the difference.
Because my Gravely, here, let me show you a good example. My Gravely stand-on, the other day the guys clocked me in the truck going down the road with it. I got 11 miles an hour with that. I can mow grass at 11 miles an hour. I can pin that thing wide open and it cuts grass, okay? You're not going to do that anywhere near that with your walk-behinds. Even if you could, you couldn't keep up to them. Do you know anybody who can run behind a walk-behind, go 11 miles an hour? Well, that one did take off on me in the shop that day.
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't have a video on that.
Oh, I was in the storage unit. It was a piece of crap. I didn't even know how to operate the thing at the time, and we're in like a 15 by 15 storage unit or something. Tell him what happened, Ron. When he was trying to load it on the trailer.
I loaded it on the trailer. Well, he looked at me like, geez, Ron, you really know what you're doing? Oh, so we get to the storage unit. We're going to unload it. So he says, I better put it in the storage unit. Well, you know, 10 minutes later, and I mean, the one storage unit turned into being like 3. Shit hanging off the walls. Tools crashed all over. Ladder was broke. He let it stop. That was the very first thing we put on Craigslist.
Yes, because that suicide machine is never coming back to us again.
I thought he was riding a bull.
I felt like I was riding a bull.
And when he was done, he looked like he was riding a bull.
I was skinned up from head to toe. But the cool thing was I could see what the neighbors had in their storage units. Because there was holes all over there, so it was easy to see. But that was cost a pretty penny. But anyway, that's my take on them. They're fast as hell, these stand-ons. Why anybody would want to walk behind one of those, other than the slopes. Like I said, like we talked.
Yeah.
I could see if it was really, really steep and they had to get on them. That I could see. But anything else,
it's not worth it.
We're going to out-mow you guys that are on those walk-behinds 10 to 1. And I know you're going to send me your comments and say, oh, no, you can't. Well, yes, I can. Unless you can run 11 miles an hour behind your mower and cut grass, I'm going to beat you, okay? It's all about efficiency.
And, you know, there goes back on the price. But, you know, the stand-ons are more money. But once you're done with them, they have a lot more resale. They're a lot easier to sell. And it's just you're getting a lot more for your money, I think. It's worth the investment.
Yeah, and like you say, when you go to resell it, you're going to get a lot more for it. So, to me, that's a wash.
It is a wash.
You know? So, the other thing, the neat thing I like about it, too, is, guys, they don't wear you out. Like, you have your employees, they're walking behind these all the time. Don't you think they take enough steps, especially if they're out there doing 20, 25 jobs every single day? Don't you think they make enough steps running around with their trimmer or their weed whip, and then they got to run with the edger, and then they got to come back with the blower. Now they got to walk behind the mower. I mean, Jesus Christ. For the love of God, man, get them a stand-on so these guys can be more efficient. You're not wearing them out. Instead of them doing 15 lawns a day, they're doing 25 lawns a day because they still have energy left.
You know, and the bottom line is, it's all about the speed, because the quicker you get done, which brings you the more money you can make. So that's just the bottom line.
Right. So hopefully this will put this to bed. I've heard it so many times. I'm telling you, there's nobody changing my mind about it. It's not going to happen. No, hell no. So anyway, you've been invited and you did attend, even though you probably didn't know you were attending, but you were attending another edition of
Yard Talk.
Yard Talk.
With
George and Ron.
George and Ron. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.